Marble, noble and precious, has always represented the excellence of Italy around the world. The marble market guarantees the survival of hundreds of companies, along with the economic well-being of the men and women involved in its day-to-day processing. Yet the marble business is a very dangerous profession.
It's coming down.
Working with stone means confronting the risk and fatigue of an extreme environment like the quarry.
Here we've got to use force, all at once, no giving up.
Success is achieved by overcoming the difficulties and challenges of an increasingly competitive sector. It's no job for the faint-hearted. To be cut out for it, they must be men of stone. In the Apuan Alps, the stonemen are hard at work to achieve their objectives. But despite their efforts, things are not going as hoped. The first inspection of the cladding for Building 555 in New York by the Commission inspector was not a success.
Where are the other two bathrooms displayed?
They aren't ready because we have...
How are they not ready?
We've had difficulties in the quarry.
And only Paolo Carli's intervention managed to save the largest contract of the season.
I just finished talking with the owner. We didn't get off to a good start because it was the first display. We had to start with 5 bathrooms and we delivered 3. You can imagine how difficult it was to explain the situation, because they don't care. I don't want to find myself in another similar situation.
Non mi vorrei trovare in un'altra condizione simile a questa.
They are such important contracts that they have to be respected. Nobody can afford to lose even a minimum of concentration. Back to work.
To cope with this lack of material, Barbara and Luca have decided to try pulling out all the stops.
Let me go home.
By convincing the company to reopen the Catino quarry.
I'll take care of it.
Previously closed for extraordinary maintenance, in the hopes of finding the still missing Vasilis marble.
I'm finally back home. The Catino quarry has been closed since last winter, so I have to set up the water, the electricity and the yard.
The Russia quarry, on the other hand, has managed to comply with the extraction deadline only thanks to the use of a revolutionary resin capable of preventing the blocks from fracturing, even with defects. In blocks overturned without its application, Barbara doesn't find the statuary needed.
I already know what you're going to say.
This block.
It was a bit of a gamble, because as you could see in the front, it looked like there might be something. The only problem are the flaws and that darker band in the back.
And so today the technicians are expected once again to begin treatment of a new block. On the other hand, Mario at the Piastroni quarry has managed to satisfy Letizia's requests for another block of white marble in order to create a pair of chaises longues designed by a famous architect who was supposed to come and inspect them today. But for now, there is no news from the base.
Mario, any news from Letizia about the blocks?
Not at all, nothing. Letizia was in a big rush and she put us under a lot of pressure for these chairs. The blocks, the white, the dimensions. First a phone call, all in a rush, then nobody's heard from her.
Then it's a sign it's gone well.
I hope so, let's move forward.
Change your phone number, Mario.
At the Gioia quarry, after resolving the pump failure that flooded the entire quarry, Cesare and his brothers can concentrate on extracting the block. To simplify the job, however, they've decided to cut a different block front from the one selected by Carli.
To do the extra work Carly asked me for, I focused on this part because I'll finish the job sooner.
It's a gamble, and they must hope that neither he nor Jacopo will contest the decision.
Have you already set it up and moved it?
Yes, we moved that one because last night the wire was broken, but I don't know if we managed to cut it all.
Paolo's on his way. That's all we needed. Let's hope you succeeded. Come on, let's continue. Call the shovel.
Okay. Go, go, grab it wherever you want.
However, the narrow spaces of the tunnel render every maneuver difficult, and the upper portion of the block also has a defect that divides it in two.
Slowly, it's delicate.
The first piece must be extracted,
Easy or you lose it.
but to do so they must direct the shovel very precisely.
Stop. Grab it again.
Being above, he can't see well, so I'm basically his eyes down below. I have to be careful because the block is about to overturn. We have to be able to move the shovel in order to hold it. If it falls to the ground, it'll shatter. Go, pull. Be careful because now it's hanging. Be careful not to drop it. It's falling. It's falling. Close it completely. You've got it. Lean it against the wall to lay it down. Go lower. Now come back and let's try to turn this part in order to carry it. Easy, you don't have much space. Lift it just a little. Too much, you're touching the ceiling. Try it.
Given the size of the block and its position,
Stop, I'm going to get the shovel. I'll be right back.
a single mechanical shovel isn't enough to do the job. Now the problem is being able to work with two gigantic vehicles in a very small space.
It's 2 meters. Lift it up as soon as it comes away.
The coordination of the two vehicles must be perfect.
Go slowly. It's a job of fitting to the centimeter. While one moves forward, the other goes backwards and vice versa, in order to be able to maintain balance and put the block down without causing damage. Franco, the burden's on you. If it comes out a little more, it'll come down. Pull it now that it's all out, then you can come down. Pull towards me. Go now. It's almost out. Go, go, go. Now lower it.
Eventually, the maneuver succeeds and the block is extracted in one piece.
Go. Excellent.
But will it be to Carly's liking? On Mount Altissimo, Luca has finally returned to his Cantino quarry and is setting it up as quickly as possible in order to start working on the marble immediately.
Luca, can you come for a second, please? We can't move forward like this.
What is it?
You attached the electrical system and the electrical cable to this stand. Who told you to do that?
I've always done it like this.
We need it at the Russia quarry. I wanted to bring it up.
Between the power cord and everything else, it didn't occur to me that the stand was supposed to go to the Russia quarry. What should I do?
It's simple. You have to disconnect this cable, wrap it up, take the 8, take it to the highest stand.
Paolo, come down.
This situation is unbearable.
I knew it.
Now the electric cable will have to be moved.
The job was done, and now look what we have to do.
You want to pass it up there, but how do you think we can do that?
I don't want to attach it up there. We have to attach it to that stand there. We have to be careful because when the block is overturned, what should I bring there?
The desire to work.
Come on, let's hurry.
Luca and his team will have to try to make up for this delay. Meanwhile, Paolo and Jacopo have arrived at the Gioia quarry to check the block that has just been extracted by Cesare.
What a joy.
È una gioia.
Come on, let's go see what they've got for us.
Jacopo, one moment. Paolo, for 5 minutes, I don't want you to say anything.
Okay, but why are you saying that? Can we go?
Let's go. I want to show you something. I'm thinking of taking the 5,000 meters from here. On this block here, there's a vein at 45. It's growing in the corner.
No, Cesare. This thing here is more branched.
It's something else.
But it's still the same. It should give you an idea.
It's not what the architect wants.
If I tell you it's the same, it's the same.
It doesn't seem like I'm in front of the block that I requested. The architect wants the directionality of the vein. That's much more decisive.
It's also a slightly different tone.
When I make a quarry change from one front to another, the customer gets disoriented. But this material is the same as the other. It's the same quality, and you can do the job.
Oh, well, he continues to say it's the same marble, but it isn't so. I really don't see it even here.
But how can you not see it?
I've been doing this job for 40 years. I know how to recognize marble. It has exactly the features they don't want.
As a block for our needs, it's absolutely a no.
It's a triangle.
Leaving the shape of the block aside, the quality isn't right. He tries anyway. It's not the same quality. We can't use this block for this work.
Paolo!
Cesare, we'll fight over this. You know this isn't what we decided to do. It isn't the same block as last time. Passion can sometimes lead you to get overheated a bit. It was certainly difficult to overturn that block, but I don't think we need to change course so much in 2 or 3 days.
To give you those dimensions there from that block is a huge problem.
Try to find a solution.
Go down.
Give me a moment.
Again?
I have to talk with all my collaborators.
But you're the boss.
If a leader doesn't have soldiers that will follow him, he can do very little. I have to talk with my brothers and see whether I can pull that block down with the least amount of damage.
Can we close the matter?
Do I have an alternative?
No, there are no alternatives.
So let's do it.
Thanks. I'd prefer to ask the client for a few more weeks, but we have to continue production on that tall block.
What a sly one.
He tried.
He'll give us more of a discount.
It'll be tough.
At the Russia quarry, the block-saving resin technicians have arrived to proceed with a new application.
How's it going, guys? You have to start from above. Load up well. Mix the resin well. Open that container. And let's hurry up before the sun arrives, which will dry it faster.
After studying the results obtained by the first implementation, they've modified the technique, which should now be even higher performance.
We've made holes closer together. It should hold up better than last time.
We are tighter, yes.
Let's put another syringe in the nearest hole.
I'll drop the cartridge.
Go.
With this, we'll close the hole. Everything good?
Perfect.
Good, guys. Let's continue like this.
At the Catino quarry, Luca is finishing his arrangement of the power line before he can start cutting the block.
Don't throw it on the ground. Leave it there and go down, and we'll set up the cable.
Now we'll drop it and attach it.
Let's hope it gets to the bottom.
If it doesn't reach, we'll have to start over again. Let's see.
If not, you'll have to go to the workshop to get another cable. We have to work hard today.
In the meantime, I'll attach it.
Go down with the 8, and when it reaches the bottom, pass it close to the wall. So when Sergio is maneuvering and cleaning, since he'll use the Fantini, make sure he doesn't pass over it.
If he doesn't want to jeopardize the delivery deadline for the Vasilis requested by Barbara, all operations must be carried out as quickly as possible. Meanwhile, at the Geo quarry, Cesare must deal with Carli's refusal of the proposed block.
What's wrong? Wasn't it okay? I know my brother's face all too well. I already understand Carli's been and doesn't want it.
No.
And now?
Now?
What do we do? I was already prepared for the worst.
It's what we feared.
Do we have to take that block?
Yes.
But it's a mess over there.
He wants that one. We have to find a way. Let's talk with Danilo and see. We don't have a choice.
What a mess.
With time inexorably running out, will the Antonioli brothers be able to find a way to extract the block they wanted to avoid at all costs? The architect Casamonti arrives at the base to see whether the chairs match his project.
Look, here it is.
The Piastrone quarry is characterized by having a very white background.
I know, Marco. It's not exactly what you had in the renderings. I'm fully aware of it. It has a finer vein, but in my opinion, it's the perfect marble for this type of object. I hope Casamonti likes it too, because his initial idea was completely different from the one I chose later.
Initially, I would have liked it more veined, but that's fine. It's perfect.
Marco, how much do you weigh? Now Marco wants to sit in the chair. But I still haven't tested it yet and haven't let anyone sit on it because I was a little afraid since the shape is extremely thin.
It's really comfortable.
But when he sat down, all my fears vanished.
I like it so much we should make the chair and the table. We should make a whole series of these very light objects. We need to find blocks from which to make the chair and the table.
I have to grant his request. The biggest problem is telling Mario at the Piastrone quarry.
At the Piastrone quarry, still unaware of the success of the chaise longue, he is finishing maintenance on his excavator.
Why don't you move? There's a zip tie. Pass me the scissors. I've just started and I'm already tired. I have to go home.
Aren't you comfortable?
Right. Who is it? Just at the right time. It's her again. Hello. I'll make myself comfortable. Go ahead. It was Letizia on the phone and she said I have to talk to you. Come down. What, to Cacetta? You know I don't like to go down there. What happened? Can't you tell me anything? She had me work, put pressure on me, and now at the end of it all, I have to go down to Cacetta too. Okay, perfect, bye. Simone, I have to go to Cacetta. She won't come up because she's pregnant and can't make it up.
Mario has no choice left but to go down the mountain to the base. At the Russia quarry, the block-saving resin has been applied, and Enrico is studying the best way to overturn the block.
We'll do it like last time. I'll overturn it from above with the shovel. We'll clean it well, so the shovel enters. The shovel's large, so if we don't clean, it doesn't work well. You set up the cushions and the pumps and talk to Silvio too. Then you know what to do. The important thing is to clean the yard.
Everything all right?
We're ready.
How do you want to do it?
Like last time, I'll do the kiss. When it's open, we'll go above with the shovel and overturn it.
Since it didn't go well last time, can't it be pulled down from below with the excavator?
It doesn't change much. It just creates problems if you prefer that way.
Last time, I don't know if it was your fault or something else, but it broke when it came down.
I knew it'd end up this way.
Maybe you can try to pull it down from below.
No, I'll overturn it from above. These guys come here and want to give orders.
Are you sure? It's just that Paolo was angry because he wanted the first one to come out well. If you're not up to it, tell me and...
It's not that I don't feel like it, it's that it upsets all the work. The job was simple the way I set it up. I'd go up with the shovel, make the bed underneath, and overturn it from above. The difference between above and below is that from below I have to pull the block down towards me.
If you're afraid you can't do it, just say.
I'm not afraid, but when I turn it over, you sit there next to me and we'll pull it down together. Let's call Michele and see what happens. I won't do a job like that. I'm the manager and I won't do it. Michele, do you copy? I'll talk to Michele and ask his opinion.
Now it's up to Michele to settle the question. Meanwhile, at the Gioia quarry, after Cesare's plan failed, the Antonioli brothers are looking for a way to extract the block chosen by Carli.
This block here is sufficient to finish the job. We can't afford to lose this material.
We need to push it here. Set up rollers and push it here as much as possible. With rollers, the movement is uncertain, but the material is exploited to the fullest.
It'll take all day to push it like that. Let's hope we can bring it down.
If the only solution is to use the rollers, there's nothing else we can do.
I understand, but it's complicated.
There's no alternative. If I could have convinced him to take that material, we wouldn't be here.
In order to move the huge block between the narrow walls of the quarry, it must be moved using rollers. But given the over 700 tons of weight, the operation is anything but simple.
Then it has to come up here.
In addition to placing them under the block, the rollers must be laid on the ground up to the point where it will be overturned.
We'll push from above and slide it slowly on these rollers until it approaches the opposite wall. The risk here is that if the rollers aren't parallel to the facade, it could get stuck there and get blocked. At that point, it would be a big mess.
It's a matter of precise calculations and measurements.
Come here, Francesco, again. Okay?
Cesare, this is one of the biggest we have. There aren't any others.
Okay.
Again. There, that's enough.
We can insert a cushion. We'll do the connection above. I'd leave it like this. I'd say you can start the machine there and we can do the cutting. Once the cut's done, we can start pushing it. When we've covered it with the cushion, we'll raise it with the cushion for a moment, push it with the excavator onto that roller there.
At the Catino quarry, Luca is finally ready to start the first cut on the block.
Turn on the power, we need to change all the teeth anyway. I had my whole project planned out. I'd used the Fantini to bring the work forward. Instead, the teeth were also missing and we continued to lose time. How many are broken?
A lot.
And now I have to go waste time putting in new teeth because they sent it to me without checking first. You have to change at least 8 of them, which are the most important.
You could have been a dentist. I can see you doing people's fillings.
The chainsaw, which hasn't been used for many months, shows sign of wear on the teeth of the blade, which must be replaced before it can be used.
This one's already here. Give me the bolt, please.
Hey!
Set, please.
I want to personally check the work at the Catino quarry because Luca says there's Vasilis. We haven't found any more at the Bresci, so it's the last opportunity. Have you done everything that's needed to be done?
It's all ready. The Fantini's already in place and is cutting.
Shall we go see it from below? I want to see this block because it's the only one that can save this project.
Luca!
Good morning.
Hi, Luca.
Thank you for letting me come home.
Luca, I let you come home, but I need the material.
I'd like to try the overturn as soon as possible to make Barbara happy because she put her trust in me. I'm giving it my all. Paolo and I are doing everything we can to get this material out as soon as possible.
Luca seems very convinced, and I want to trust him.
Yes, it has some defects on the side, but I think that between one defect and another, we've got some good stuff.
Barbara has granted Luca her complete trust. Now the sanguine quarry manager has no excuses and must prove he deserves it. At the Russia quarry, after the discussion between Enrico and the head resin applicator, Michela is expected to decide how to overturn the block.
What's the situation?
Today they're...
Who?
The resin guys. He wants to overturn it from below because he's afraid it'll break and says I'm scared.
Who? Him?
Yes, I can't reason with him.
Let's go see. Hey, where's the problem?
I spoke with Enrico earlier and said we tried to overturn from above last time and it broke the block.
Why? Do you think the block broke because of that?
No.
Help me understand.
But maybe a change could be decisive.
Enrico's approach was certainly simpler.
Let's try once. Let's make all this effort and...
We have to try and make them happy too. Enrico, that's fine.
But Michele...
By now we're used to it. You want to overturn it from below?
Let's try, but let's not get angry.
No!
If there's always something to get angry about...
Michele has made up his mind. We have less shit to deal with, but unfortunately we still have hard work to do. Let's overturn it from below and we'll see.
Is it riskier?
Much riskier. From above it's one thing, but from below you have to pull it down on top of yourself.
Let's close the discussion. Prepare the bed, make it a little higher.
Given Enrico's opposition to carrying out the maneuver, Michele must now find an experienced quarryman to take responsibility for the difficult overturn. At the Gioia quarry, in order to overturn a block weighing over 700 tons, the Antonioli brothers must move it using rollers. After placing them on the ground, it's time to insert the hydraulic cushions to begin moving the huge marble monolith.
We are coupling two cushions used to move the wall by 50 to 60 centimeters. To send these down to the bottom, we must first open it at the top.
Yell, you have to be bad.
Come on, put it in there. Okay, go.
We first inserted a small cushion to spread it enough to fit the other two cushions assembled together.
Let's close these at the bottom. Be careful.
They're really heavy.
The cushion should have an opening of about 35 to 40 centimeters. So we connected two together to have the sufficient size to insert the retractor inside and at the same time to bring it close to the large roller.
Both of you together. Go.
To move the block away from the wall as far as possible, the cushions must be inflated in a specific order. First the ones above.
Okay, now we can start pushing the other one.
And the one placed below on the block last, to prevent it from bursting due to the weight of the material.
Be careful. If the cushion bursts, we haven't accomplished anything, okay? Rest on the top.
I'm a little worried. I see it's not lifting as it should. Let's hope for the best.
Go!
Let's hope it doesn't explode, or...
It's not working now.
No?
It's rubbing against the wall. It pushes there, and so is less strong.
Under the enormous weight of the marble, the cushion bursts before completing the task.
It doesn't go anymore. The cushion's burst. What a mess.
The day starts with shit and ends with shit.
I thought it'd be easier to move, and instead it won't.
Now Cesare must find another way to move the block. At the Catino quarry, once the cut at the foot of the block is finished, it's time to pass the diamond wire to continue cutting the sides of the block.
Drop the wire. Go.
The problem is the block is so high that the wire has a hard time passing.
Bloody hell! I'm in the hole!
I think you're there. Pull.
Okay, got it. Now slide it underneath. Connect the wire with a nice knot because it's inside the cut.
What knot should I make? It can't be as thick as the wire.
He passes the diamond wire, connects it, and has to leave a piece like that. He ties a knot called the quarryman's knot, passes the wire through it, puts tape on it, and it has to be a bit thick. Pull?
Yes.
I can't. You pull. Let's saw it. Try to give me some wire. Come on. By tying the knot well, the wire passes smoothly.
Keep going. The wire's coming down. Pull.
I'm having a hard time. I don't know if it's because of the knot he made, because it's the first time he's worked with me. Did you put the tape on it?
I didn't use it to keep it from swelling.
It'd be better if it was swollen because of the old cut. The cut already made by the wire. If it gets in there, it won't come out, understand? I make a low knot on the diamond wire, so as it goes down, it takes the wire away from the cut, and it fits perfectly. I just hadn't shown Paolo how it worked, and he didn't know how to do it.
So what do you want to do? Do you want to pull it back up?
We have to do it.
Tie it closer. Tie it further.
We fixed it because he went back and retied the knot the way it was supposed to be. And then when the wire was pulled, it came out on its own. Okay, it arrived.
We almost sawed it by hand for all the back and forth we did.
I know why. Like this, the knot wouldn't pass. Quick, let's go down because we need to set up the machine. I want to finish by tonight.
With the wire finally in place, it's time to start the cutting machine.
Let it go.
You do your job and I'll do mine.
The operation is successful with no hiccups, and the wire begins to bite into the stone. But there is still a long way to go before they can overturn. At the Russia quarry, Enrico has refused to overturn the block from below as requested by the resin technicians.
How's it going?
The cushion is spreading it.
Michela thus had to identify another quarryman for the job.
Enrico, I'm going over to Sergio to ask him to bring the excavator. Then I'll guide him, because it needs to pass under the wire. I already know what he'll say anyway.
The choice falls to Sergio, one of the most experienced and senior operators in all the quarries.
I was calling you.
What do you want?
Don't answer me like that.
What is it?
That block has to be overturned. We've already had some problems with the resin guys from Tenex.
And I have to come over? There are 50 of you. Aren't you capable?
Listen, Sergio, you know I can't do it anymore. I put Sergio to work on a disused area of the quarry. I always ask him to do more complicated jobs because he has the experience. There's an air, water and electric line there, and it's a little low, so I prefer to give it a look. You've already started out agitated. Take your time or it's pointless, and I already know how it'll end.
If you need me to shave your beard, I'll do it.
Put it on the ground and drag it. There was a moment when the pipes touched the upper part of the excavator, where the piston is, and... Slowly, come forward. Okay. A stroke of the hand, an extra eye, and the problem is always resolved.
In the meantime, the socks have been inserted into the cut to spread the block away from the mountain.
Sergio's coming. Let's have it ready for him when he arrives. Opening it further reduces the time the excavator must stay underneath it and reduces the risk somewhat. Let's take it almost to the maximum. It's safer.
Given the difficulty of the maneuver to be carried out, widening the block as much as possible is essential for guaranteeing Sergio's safety.
The only thing you have to do while preparing the kiss is to remove these slightly bigger rocks. When overturning, the excavator already has a nice slope to climb, and when he reverses with the tracks, he needs the necessary space and a soft, smooth ground.
Do you see how hard it is?
I know you don't like it, but we hope it'll be helpful.
Meanwhile, Mario has arrived at the base to meet with Letizia.
Hi, Letizia. Letizia called me to come down to Gaeta. I don't come here often. How warm, the quarry's better. She didn't tell me anything on the phone. How did it go?
It went well because the architect is happy, but I wanted to show you your work because this is your work too. I asked him to come down to show him the chaise longues because it's an exceptional product and it's also thanks to him.
This? Nice. Oh, Mama, what a beauty.
But the real reason is something more.
Delicate. I thought it'd be more bulky, heavier.
It was all excavated, obviously. The block had to be perfect, you know, when I told you, without any...
defects. It's very beautiful. I wanted to see it finished. You called me down.
Look at it closely. In fact, try it out.
Can I?
Yes, try it.
I'll get dirty. It was exciting. In the end, we make this cube that goes down with the trucks and we don't know what happens to it. Well then, from a multi-ton block, a delicate and comfortable feather emerged. So I'll stay here for a couple of hours and then go back in the quarry. She was very kind and thoughtful, and I said to myself, there must be a trick at play.
Listen, Mario, I have to tell you something. I don't know how he'll take it this time. You have to find me another block.
No.
Yes.
But you, every time, from evening to morning.
The architect was so enthusiastic, I couldn't tell him we won't create another piece for him.
This material here?
The same.
I got the material from the previous block. Every block has its own story. It worries me a little. I'll try, but don't promise the architect anything.
I've already promised him.
You always do this, the cart before the horse.
You have to go and find me a block immediately.
She's tricked me once again.
What are you still doing here? Go back to the quarry.
But it's noon, I have to fill my belly too.
Quick!
Mario, who'd hoped to have freed himself once and for all from Letizia's abrupt requests, finds himself having to start all over again. At the Gioia quarry, after the cushions that were supposed to move the block onto the rollers burst, the Antonioli brothers are looking for a new plan.
Let's try to change the piston. Let's use the bigger one. Let's widen it there and use the other one. As it advances, it rubs against the wall, so it eats up a lot of force. We have to try to change the piston. I have a larger one to increase its strength. If we can't do it with that other piston, it's a problem.
To move the huge block, Cesare decides to rely completely on the strength of his excavator, arming it with an even larger piston. But before attempting the maneuver, any point of friction between the block and the quarry wall must be eliminated.
We need to raise it a bit and insert the roller under it to remove this friction because it's heavy.
I've already used one and I'll use another one. Because if it widens further, we'll have to see what to do. This is a bit smaller. You can throw it in there. Let's try to move it away from the wall with the water cushion and insert rollers between the two walls that have formed.
There.
Okay, is it enough?
Should be.
So stop it.
With the block separated from the mountain, the excavator can spring into action.
Go, go!
Thanks to the thrust of the excavator, the block begins to move.
Go. 360. Come on.
But suddenly,
It opened at the bottom. The bottom has opened.
the block won't be in the position to proceed with overturning it this way either. And during the maneuver, it even fractured in the final portion.
Let's leave it alone. Close it again. Close it all and go away.
With time running out and fewer options available, will the Antonioli brothers find a way to complete the operation successfully? At the Russia quarry, the overturning of the block coated with the block-saving resin has begun.
Let's try straight away from the front. It's nice and open. Everything all right, Enrico? Is the space behind it?
You can go. Everything is fine here.
Sergio, it's all yours. I'd keep the pressure on it and then go away with the back, and there should be no problem.
Okay?
Go. Don't be afraid.
Now everything is in Sergio's hands.
Go.
To get the block to the ground without fracturing it, he will have to perfectly dole out the strength of the mechanical arm, while also being careful to move quickly to prevent the marble block from falling on him.
When you don't feel like it anymore, I'll get on with it. Okay. Bravo, Sergio.
Can I go away?
You did a good job. If you buy me a drink tonight, we're good.
Do I always have to pay? Don't you ever pay?
Sergio is a master at these jobs here. After me, of course. Look at the job that's been done.
Thanks, nice work. It makes an impression when it falls.
Not from here. From here, it's easy to talk. But if you'd been down there where Sergio was, I don't know what you would have thought.
But now it's time to discover whether the block contains the statuary needed by Barbara.
Finally, look at that stuff. Beautiful. The block is intact, the material is good quality. With this, I can close the last portion. You can rest and reorganize the quarry.
Rest is a big word.
Really big.
At least until the next project, I'll stop bothering you.
You didn't bother us, don't worry. There was a bit of friction at the beginning because you were a bit stubborn.
A little too much. Thinking about it, it was constructive. Practically, it's a different world from mine, from ours. But we've grown a lot, both us in the quarry and her.
Thanks to everyone's commitment and character, the Russia Quarry was able to provide the requested material, and Barbara passed the exam on the mountain with flying colours and gained the trust and respect of the quarrymen. But in order to complete the 555 order, they'll need the block from the Catino quarry upon which Luca has bet everything.
I'm a bit agitated and nervous because I've put my reputation on the line.
If he delays delivery too much, or the block fractures or doesn't contain the required facilis, things will get very bad for the sanguine quarryman. And while Luca is under pressure, the situation isn't easy for Mario either.
I don't know how the architect came up with it, but he wants another piece.
Another?
And now it's a bit of a mess.
I told you so.
In fact, Letizia's continuous requests risk making him lose his sublime calm.
We have to try it for a third time, and I mean 3.
To find the right level of serenity, sometimes you have to get away from everything and everyone by climbing the wall of the mountain.
It's a set appointment by now, Saturdays.
Saturday afternoon?
Morning.
I can't in the morning.
Clear your schedule.
I have the Piastrone in the morning. Shall I train at the Piastrone? Use the quarry?
Go slow because I'm not following you with the rope.
The first steps were exciting.
Look, if you rekindle this passion, your wife will throw you out of the house.
I only thought about this when I was a boy. I was always climbing. It's dirty. Has to be cleaned there.
Only there, come on. You remember the moves?
Yes. The mastery of the moves has remained with me. Even the way I move in normal life, even in the quarry. I'm already tall.
Great, Mario. Excellent.
Okay, come on. I enjoyed myself. It was a return to the past for emotions and fatigue. It was nice. Yes, but I'm not used to it.
Fantastic. Bravo.
In the season finale of Stone Men, Luca struggles against time to overturn his block. The Antonioli brothers must go all in.
This block here is really making us work hard.
While the fate of the 555 order will be decided at the last display.